Welcome, Preeti. It's live. You can please start.
Good morning, everyone. Today, the topic of discussion is very interesting and intriguing, and that is how colors impact our choice of pen and what the choice of color of the pen says about our personality. Now, as a graphologist, not only is my interest in the way the letters are written, but also the color with which it is written, and that also has significance. So let's today see what all of that means. So to begin that, here we are talking about the chromatic insights, unveiling the power of pen colors, right? And there is a connection between the handwriting analysis, the color psychology, and the expression, the personal expression we have. In fact, you will find that even in normal times, when your mood, the choice of color of your clothes depends on your mood, depends on the occasion. Now, why do you think that when there is evening party, the choice of color is typically black, and when it is summer clothes, so when you look at the summer collection, they are more of light colors, light hues, pastels, bright. So that is, the bright light colors is what kind of constitutes the summer collection. So what are the reasons behind this? It says a lot about the person. So the clothes we wear, how it enhances our mood is one topic. Today, what I am actually taking is the choice of color of pen, of the and how that what it says about our personality. So let's kind of dive into it and see what that says. So as you all know that, I hope you all know, if you don't, then let me tell you that graphology, it is the study of handwriting. It's a powerful tool for deciphering the personality traits, the emotional state of a person. And everything reflects, like the way from the moment you put the pen on paper, everything that you do on that sheet of paper is a reflection of the personality. So the letters you are writing, the pressure with which it is written, the slant of the letters, the spacing between the letters, between the words, between the lines, around the content, everything talks about your personality. For example, a person with bold, decisive strokes may exhibit confidence and assertiveness, while someone with light, delicate writing might possess a more sensitive, introspective nature, flexibility. So those are, that's something about graphology. And now imagine if you combine this power, this knowledge, and you couple it with the choice of pen. So it kind of gives you more in-depth understanding about the state of the person, kind of a window into the soul, about what is the mood of the person, what is the person trying to communicate at a subconscious level. Remember, nothing about graphology and color choice is directly conscious. It comes from the subconscious state. There are times you feel like using a color. There are times you feel like wearing a color. And something about me, Preeti Gandhi, a handwriting influencer and a grapho-analytical therapist. So I'm the founder of Soul Writing. And Soul Writing is a very safe and inspiring space for anyone who is wanting to understand himself or herself and is wanting to play from a space of strength to achieve their goals. So I combine the art of graphology, the science of graphotherapy, and the other modalities that I have come to recognize as transformative tools. So that's what I do in the space of soul writing. The overall idea is to lead your life and not to just live the life, like not just do whatever happens to me, but rather lead my way into, into the into the life of my dreams. So that's what is about me. And through the power of handwriting, the science and art behind it, I help people decode their subconscious mind. After you have decoded the subconscious mind through the deliberate practices of strokes and patterns, we encode a different kind of programming into the brain. We encode things that are, that are a roadblock to our goals. So how do we address that? That's what the graphotherapy involves, and that's what I help my clients with. Diving into the subject of the day, the color psychology, it tells a lot about the emotion of the person, how the person would behave, the interactions that a person has, and how color impacts that. So, kind of whatever, how you desire others and your mind to see your own personal space, emotional space, physical space is what the color psychology involves. So let's dive into the first color. The first color is, okay, before I do that, I would really like you to just type on the chat box as to which is your preferred color of pen, which is the one that you use most of the times. So if you could just type it in the chat box, I would really like to know that what is the mood of the room when it comes to the choice of color of pen. So we have Shavana ji writing with blue, Vasant writing with blue, Sanju preferring black. Okay. There are also many people who you'll find that on the same page, they use number of colors. So not only is the preference to one color, but it's more like a spectrum of colors that they use. So the first color of the day that I would be taking is the one that is most commonly used by people, and that is the color blue. Now, by itself, the blue color stands for calmness. It stands for trust. When someone, if you will see that most of the logos of corporates, big companies have the color blue in it. Logos which companies which are into communication, like for example, Facebook, the logo is blue in color. A lot of companies, where is blue. It shows calmness, it shows trust. And when someone is choosing to write with blue color, the trait that we are talking about is reliability, professionalism, and sincerity. And what do you understand about a person? When the blue color is used, is it fosters a sense of security and it promotes clarity. That's also blue color is a color, that promotes the blood flow in the body. It's a color which is very clearly readable. It has the strength, the weight, the clarity. So it's a color that encompasses a lot of things. And the negative aspect of the color is that there's a lot of calmness, and at times there is lack of excitement or urgency, in certain context. So not always, but in certain context. So who typically use this color? Professionals, educators, individuals aiming for clear communication. So typically, when is it used? When should it be used? Formal documents, when you're taking notes, or any situation that requires professionalism. And one tip that I can give you for this color is that if you want for yourself a certain level of calmness or a faith, you want to have faith in what you're doing, then you can use an affirmation related to faith, which is something like, I believe in myself, I am creative, talented, and getting better every day. So an affirmation like this, you can write once every day for 30 days. And that will help you to foster that kind of, so it's a combination of affirmation. And you know that when you write something with your handwriting, it is absorbed more by the brain. It is imbibed more by the brain. And when you use the color blue, we are bringing in these qualities into that. So writing this kind of a sentence, you can use your own sentence as well. This is just an indication I gave. You write that you write this once every day for the coming 30 days and see what opens up for you. So that's about the color blue. I want to give you a holistic understanding. So I'm talking about the plus points about the color, because everything in this world has plus and minus. Nothing is good, nothing is only good, and nothing is only bad. It's how we use that thing is what actually matters. So that's the color blue. So for all you people using blue, this is the subconscious understanding, that you really want to come across as someone that is the trait that comes across is like reliable person here, professional here, sincere here. So that's the color blue for you. The next color is a very interesting color. It's like, how we often say that it's black and white. It's either this way or that way. It's a color of kind of, you could say, extreme. It's a color of authority, elegance, formality. So that's the essence of color black. And in terms of traits, it indicates professionalism, seriousness, sophistication, also to quite an extent being protective. And the understanding about this color is that it conveys authority. It establishes a certain level of formality. So you will find that lawyers, executives, people in official matters, they normally use the color black. They will typically have a black color pen with them. When to use it? For signing contracts, formal correspondence, situations requiring seriousness. During examinations, you are most of the times writing with color blue. But whatever is important, if you underline that with color black, that really helps in saying that this is important. You kind of pay attention to this. It's like highlighting that particular text. So that's how you can use the color black. What is the negative aspect about this color is that it appears rigid, like there's no flexibility in that color. It is like a straight line. It is only this. There is no room for the other colors when we talk about the color black. It's kind of unapproachable in certain context. Also, color black when we talk about, because handwriting, the way letters are written also talks a lot about the health of the person, the health of the writer. So color black, an extensive usage of color black is about it. It somehow, what should I say? It inhibits the free flow of blood. So that's an aspect of black. So an extensive usage is something that can be avoided. And it's when the flow of the blood is kind of less, that energy levels are different, then the negativity kind of comes in more easily. So that a certain amount of pessimism sets in. There's confusion that comes because of it. So an extensive usage of color black is something that's to be avoided in ideally. How can we use it in our favor? One is when to use it is what I've said. How we can use it in our favor is when you want certain level of protection, a certain level of certainty, you can write a sentence like, I am stopping all my negative thoughts and directing myself towards positivity every day. You can write this sentence for 30 days, like once in a notebook every day, write it for 30 days. And do not extend this by another 30 days. Take a break. Like if you still feel that urge that, no, I really want that vibe, take a break for some time and then maybe you could repeat. But ideally, just writing it for 30 days should suffice. Yeah, that internal impression of the color does impact in subtle ways. So that's the color black for you. The next color is something which the color, the moment the color comes itself is like, you take notice. It's not a color that you can ignore. It's a color that talks about passion. It talks about energy, action. So a lot of food related companies would have this color. A lot of companies who are into saying that here I am, choose me. So for example, a lot of telecom companies, they fight for your loyalty. And you will find a lot of telecom companies having color red, a lot of food companies having some element of the color red. But the color red in itself is so vibrant, so overbearing in certain ways, that normally it is used in conjunction with other color. In terms of trait, what it tells about the person is that the person is disciplined, there's assertiveness, confidence, ambition, determination. And the understanding about that is that red stimulates attention, signifies importance. It's like standing up and saying, here I am, the king's throne. That is also red in color. It's like nobody's around me. I am here. It's an announcement, it's a statement. So that's the color red for you. Who should be using the color red? Leaders, decision makers, individuals seeking attention. And when should you use it? For emphasizing critical points, something urgent, something to convey authority. So you will find teachers, supervisors, all those people will tick mark using the color red. So it is like this is, you pay attention here. This is what I'm saying. You're right, you're wrong. So that's what the color red is. What's the negative aspect of the color red? That when you use it overly, it kind of talks about that aggressiveness, domineering. It's like, up, you cannot be in my space. So that's the impact of color red. But yes, how do you use it in your day-to-day life? You can have to boost your ambition, whatever is your current goal, whatever is your burning desire right now. So you can write a sentence like, for example, you want to be an author. So let's assume you want to be an author. So with red pen every day for 30 days, you write in a notebook, like, I am an author. I am passionate about my writing. So write that in red color once every day for coming 30 days and see the impact that it has on you. So that's about the vibrant, uh, not to be missed color red for you. And, uh, you know, every color has a space. So you have to know how to use the color, when to use the color to your advantage. The way I talk about graphology, that no trait is good or bad. It's how you use that trait that kind of, makes it good or bad. The usage makes it good or bad. Red color is something that you can always associate it, like, there is a saying, red with anger. So anger and red are colors that go together. So is it that anger is bad? Not really. There are times anger is required. But how you express the anger is what makes the anger useful or negative. So that's about the color red. The next color is the color green. Now, you must have seen, the usage of green very extensively. Nowadays, so the hospitals have also become pretty modern and they use a mix of color. But previously, hospitals, matlab wo green curtains hai, that green color and hospital kind of go together. And of course, nature in showing up as nurture is the color green, and that's why it is about growth. It's about balance. It's about harmony. You go out in nature, and however upset you are, however red you are, you will find a certain level of calmness when you are in a very nature kind of an environment. What's the traits that are associated with people who use this kind of color pen? It's about creativity, adaptability, positivity. And the understanding is that it encourages creativity. It also promotes kind of relaxation. Who would be using this color? You will find a lot of artists having different colored pens, green being one of them. In therapy, this color is used extensively. In hospitals, individuals seeking balance and creativity. That's, people who would like to use this color, who should be using this color. When to use it? During brainstorming, journaling, promoting a sense of harmony, therapy. So brainstorming, when we talk about uh, a professional setup for brainstorming, so there are various methods, where brainstorming is done, like wearing different hat. That's one way of brainstorming. So when we are talking about having a balance, having a certain level of um, adaptability. So that's the color, that's when you use the green color pen. What's the negative aspect? It may be seen as unconventional when we are in formal setting. So it will be like, is this person professional? Is this person capable? So if it's blue or black, it's kind of accepted. But if it is any other color in professional setting, and you come as a professional person, then green is a color which, if it is only used as with only green color is used, it will not be seen as a professional person. Um, so yeah, so it will be perceived as unconventional. So when creative person comes in, so like I have, as some of you know that I've been in branding and advertising for good 21 years. So whenever we would see creative people, the designers, the art directors, so they would have a certain element of quirkiness in them. They would use different kind of colors. They would hardly stick to one color pen. And green, and there are two, three other colors that they would always be carrying with them. So that's how, people subconsciously choose colors depending on their mindset, depending on their core competency, depending on how they show up in their workspace. So that's about the color green. I hope I'm on time. Yes. Okay. The other color to take up is the color yellow. Now, the moment you look at yellow, there are certain things that come in your mind, and it's about optimism. It's about joy. It's about energy. It's also a color which is closely related to learning. So you will find children's space has yellow color elements into it. So not only is it about joy, energy, enthusiasm, but also it's about learning. So that's the essence of color yellow. In terms of trait, it's like shows the positivity of the person, enthusiasm of the person, the warmth of the person. Understanding is it evokes happiness, promotes optimism. Now, who should be using this color? You will typically find motivational speakers, educators using this color. So people who are kind of giving a presentation, so they would very, very consciously choose the color yellow, green, black, red to write on the whiteboards. So yellow is a color which will be about enthusiastic things. When to use it? For highlighting important points, adding energy to your presentation, to balance out the weight of other colors. Yellow is very beautifully used for that. So even when you look here, the combination of yellow and black, it's like a stark combination, and it appeals to the eye because one color is very strong weight, and here is another color which is light, which is bubbly. So that's how you use the combination. The negative aspect of this color is that when you use it, when you overuse it, it's like frivolous. If someone is constantly writing with yellow color, there is a sense of that there's no a grounding to the person, that there's immaturity about the person has not yet framed as to what am I. So that's the essence of the color yellow for you. And yellow color, what you can use it for joyful things. So writing a sentence that talks about your energy levels, that talks about whatever is that you are looking with optimism in life. So you can write that kind of an affirmation for 30 days. So that's about the color yellow. Another unconventional color that you will find some of the people using is the color purple. Now, this color talks about creativity, imagination, royalty. So when you look at the Barbie, the Barbie series, those kind of things. So you will find a lot of usage of pink, purple. So these are extensively used in those settings. Princesses, these are colors of choice. What is the trait we are talking about when someone is using this color? Innovative, open-minded, kind of independent. What do you understand by this thing? It inspires creativity, spirituality, intuition. It symbolizes uniqueness, right? And who use this? Designers, writers, individuals embracing creativity. So as I said, when people in creative aid departments would be there, they would be more like having this kind of color. You would also see them, the way they dress. They would combine any kind of color. The men in the field would also have, kind of long hair, maybe a ponytail, a quirky hairstyle. So this is all, kind of creative ways of expressing yourself, of standing out, of saying that come to me if you want something new. Come to me if you want something that is out of the box. That's what this color stands for. The negative impact of this color is you may come across as eccentric or impractical. And we know that for every design, we need someone who is practical, who is analytical to bring this design into fruition. So, everything has place in this universe and everything stands for something. So that's what I would say, that nothing is good or bad. It's how you use it. So while the purple color, when you use it, it's you're enhancing your creativity. But when you're bringing it into action, there are other colors that you can use it for. So these are the most of the commonly used color. The initial four were commonly used, and these are certain other colors that are often used. So that's the color psychology for you, human emotions, behavior, and interactions, how it impacts. So if someone is kind of really dressed in red, you know that this is, that's why red is also color of passion. So when someone approaches a person wearing red, it is at subconscious level that understanding that this person is passionate. This person would really come across strongly. So interactions are also hugely impacted by this color. So that's the color psychology for you. And now I have been able to complete it on time. So we have 15 minutes for question and answer. So any any questions that you have, I would ask you to please raise your digital hand so I can take up your questions. So raise your digital hands for any questions. Yes, Shabana ji, kindly unmute and ask your question. Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
So I have always been using blue. When I realized the importance of color, I'm not having it, it's in my purse. I have this color, where you have I have this pen which has multicolor, refills in it. So I use that, and I use that in a way where whenever I'm writing notes. So if I know that this is something that is really important and critical, I would typically do a red star besides it. So to know that I have to attend to this, there's something that I have to note it in my actual notebook. I would kind of mark it in black color. So I would use different colors to show the emphasis of how I have to treat it once I am done with the session. So, but my typical go-to color is blue.
Awesome. And I also observe like these days, like it is also taught to use different color, but that is not something comes naturally.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't come naturally. I have to like make an effort to do this. So what do you have to say? Should we just practice it, or it's okay if we don't do it?
See, we all find different ways of getting our work done. So, you may have, if you observe yourself closely, whenever, for example, if you're sitting in a session and you have taken down notes, you would have your own coding system to say that this is important. This is something I have to pay attention to. So everyone has their own coding system. Color is something which just stands out, which you don't have to use your brain to know that I have to pay if something is marked in red. You just know it that you have to, attend to it. So using colors does add a certain level of creativity. It makes you think differently when you choose the color. The way we normally function, it's habitual, and habits are automatic. The moment you break the habit and bring in something new, you are creating a new neural pathway in your brain. And every time you're creating a new neural pathway, you are igniting different parts of your brain. So it's a good idea to use colors because they do ignite that creativity. You have to think, okay, for this, I like to use this color. See, this is the general way in which colors are used. But imagine a person who normally writes with color green, then for them, the way they would want to say that this is important for me, they may use a different color. So how it works for you is what you need to find out. But yes, color is like saying it's a no-brainer. The moment something is in red, your eyes will just go to it. So adding that will create a new neural pathway. And being a graphologist and being so much into how brain functions, I really like to employ things which make me break my habit and try something new. So that's my go-to mechanism.
So how many colors? So they have so many colors now these days, even in pens.
So I typically use 4 colors. It's the starting 4, the blue, black, green, red. It's only when I do kind of art therapy for myself, then I take all those, range of those sketch pens and glitter pens and use golden, silver. So golden, silver pens are also quite commonly available. So golden is a good color. Again, over usage doesn't work. Silver is also a color which can be used for some moment, but you know, but it does cause a bit of mental confusion. So silver also has to be used carefully. So if there is very high emotion, if you're in a state of high emotion, then silver is if you start writing with silver, somehow that emotions kind of stabilize, normalize, not normalize, stabilize. But again, don't overuse it, otherwise it kind of gets tricky. Yeah.
So how much is the normal use? Like when you say don't overuse.
Uh, so if you're using color as therapy, then there are certain paragraphs that you can write with that color when it is therapeutic in nature. So as I said, that if you want to have that ambition, frame a positive sentence for yourself, an ambitious sentence for yourself, and write it once every day. And maybe along with that, you could write your emotions with it. So that time, use the color red for that paragraph. So if it's color therapy, use it paragraph wise. But if it is more for showing importance or segregating what each point means to you, then like underlining with black color, that's a good usage. Circling certain notes with red color, that comes in handy. If you are normally writing with color black, then using yellow to highlight using blue to highlight certain points is how it would work. So depends on whether you're using it as a therapy or whether you are using in your regular work to show the varying importance of the content. So that's how it would be used.
So is there a combination which works better? Just you mentioned black with yellow, so blue with red, maybe I don't know, green with whatever you can suggest.
No, so just I would say go by your, so when you have different colors, as I said, this is a subconscious framing. So keep those color handy and observe what is your go-to color. If I have to say that I have to remember this, what's your go-to color? So observe yourself how it works and go by your preference, because we all come from certain level of conditioning, certain level of our physical environment. So there are small variations that come because of that. They influence us. So go by that. But generally, as I said, that use colors effectively and selectively to highlight, to show the importance, uh, to let that particular point stand out. So that's how you can use them, and go by your own, let your subconscious mind guide you. New things open up when we let ourselves be guided by our inner intuition.
Awesome.
Thanks for that question, Shavana ji.
Anyone else has?
Okay.
Or maybe, Preeti, you can share any incident, yeah, or from therapy sessions or something, which
So there are times that, okay, so there was this particular client whom I could, so there are two ways I collect samples when I'm working with someone for a very long period of time. So one is I just take normal writing and I ask them to share their notes, either from now or from 1 year back or from 5 year back. So what I noticed in that person's notes was that there would be one paragraph written in red, the other paragraph would be written in other color. So there would be around 4 or 5 colors. And so I asked, that why have you written this paragraph with this color? So there was no particular reason to write a paragraph with a color. The only thing was that I like using different colors. So when there is usage of different colors without any purpose, that talks a lot about the confusion that is there in the person's mind. So it's like, pata nahi kya kaam karega, so let me use everything and then something will work. So that is something that when that clarity is not there in the mind, what is it that I really want, and what is the outcome I want? What is it within me that I want to use to achieve that goal? So when that clarity is missing, when there's confusion, so you will find random usage of colors. So no particular reason to use that color. It's not that that point is very important and you are writing that point in red. It's just like एक paragraph इससे लिखा, दूसरा paragraph इससे लिखा. So when your normal note taking is in multiple colors, that talks about confusion. But if you are writing on a board, on a whiteboard, and then you are using different colors, that has a different meaning. That's like you have clarity of what you want to be taken as a group. So if I am talking about personality traits and I am talking about behavioral pattern, so every time I'm writing a personality trait and I use black color, and every time I'm writing how it shows up in the behavioral pattern, I use, a different color. So it's for the subconscious mind, it's a coding that, okay, all the traits are written with this color, and this is what is written with this color. So that subconscious mind understands that much better. So how you use color on a whiteboard and the deliberateness with which you use the color makes it effective. Excuse me for that. So that's how the color has to be understood, in how it is used, in which medium it is used, and what's the purpose behind the color usage. Yeah. I hope that was.
Yeah. So it's a two-way communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to have your one word comment or one learning that you got from this session. So I would like you to type out or maybe unmute and share one learning that you got from using various colors, the psychology behind it, what it says about you. So if someone would share their learning or their observation about this, that would be wonderful. Anyone would
Thank you,
like to talk
Preeti. It
about it?
was very, shall I speak?
Yes, please go ahead, Sanjay.
I'd say very nice, enlightening talk. Thank you. And I
My
use
pleasure.
black. I like I feel it's elegant, looks, that's what I mean, I like about it.
Yes, yes.
Authoritative, yeah, a little bit maybe, but more of the style quotient and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a
It's
color
also a little
that has
bold.
weight.
It's also a little bold, as
Yes.
compared to
As compared to any other color, it is the color with maximum weight. So,
maximum weight.
I mean, weightage, you could say, like, so when
Force.
you write with black, it is a what should I say? It's like I am, it doesn't stand out like a color red, but it is like there's a definitiveness in that color. There is elegance in that color. There is so if you mix all the colors, you get the color black. So when I say weight, it means that there's weight in it. There's that kind of so much in that color. So it's a strong color. It's a color that has a huge amount of definitiveness in itself.
Okay.
Right?
And
The intent. Sorry,
and
some.
yeah, I was saying most of the calligraphies and even scriptures, they're all written in black. So definitely it talks a lot of
Yes,
our
yes.
creativity, everything.
Right. It's an amalgamation, and previously I think also the usage was black because the surface on which we wrote were not the surfaces of today. So they were more, they had color because we didn't have white paper that time. So a color that would stand the test of time had to be used, and it was obviously black. Neelamji says writing intentionally with awareness with different colors. That's your learning. Okay.
Preeti,
Thanks for sharing that, Neelamji.
Preeti, does it matter also the color of the paper on which you write?
It does influence. For example, if you are writing on a, let's say, a green color chart paper, there's no
Hmm.
way you can use the color green. So
Sorry,
then
there's
you
no.
have to use a color that will stand out on the green color paper.
Hmm. There's no what you say? Sorry.
So if like you have these multiple color chart papers,
Yeah, yeah.
typically that's where you have a different color paper. Normal writing, you in fact you also have diaries with pastel colors.
Hmm.
So they are
Yeah,
different color, but they are pastel in shade, so that all the colors would stand out in that. But when you take a chart paper, those colors are more heavy or more dark. So if you take a green color chart paper, you can't write with green on that paper. It won't show up.
yeah,
Even yellow won't show up on that. But in the notebooks that we get colors, they are very subtle colors. So whatever the color of that page, you can still write with any color pen. So it depends on the texture, it depends on the color, the shade of the color, the darkness with which that color is present in the paper. So a lot of influencing factor. But when it comes to your choice, when you write on a pink color paper, I have that. It's not handy for me right now, but you have those project books. So they have different. Every page is different color. Uh, so that has its own beauty, its own significance of doing that. So each page that you write, there's a different vibe in each page because each page is a different color. So it's about variety for a project workbook. It's more about variety there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But you suggest that we try it with one color, which is like blue, rather than black or any other color.
So see, it depends on your field. So for example, if there's someone like people into legal work, they will always be writing with black, and you see they are very serious people. You can't really joke around with them. Uh, that's their personality, and black color just suits them. It suits their work. So it depends on your profession. But yes, when you are writing for yourself, or when you're making notes, or when you are writing for your own purpose and not legal work, then it is helpful. It is always helpful to then use variety of colors for highlighting. So that really helps. You can, next time you attend any lecture, Sanju, you observe yourself how, if you have marked certain things in different colors, even when you think about it later on, when the book is not with you, you would remember कि ये मैंने red से marking किया था, and somehow that text will stand out for you. Even when you open the book later on to refer to it, you will know कि ये red color से mark किया means I really have to pay attention to it. So it's advisable to use different colors, because even when you are choosing a color, your mind is taking the note, okay, this has a certain significance. So right from the moment of choosing the color to using the color to seeing the color later on, everything the mind is taking note of, and it is stored in a different way in the brain. So you are you are making it more stronger. The association of that content is getting more strengthened when you use colors along with the writing. Yeah, Sanju?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so with that,
And
yeah,
one last thing, the red which you said, that is used just for making important notes, is it?
could you be a little louder, Sanju?
Red, use red for making important notes. That's all. But anything else in regular life that you would use it for?
So to write important notes or to mark something that's important, doing an underline there.
Highlight.
Yeah, and when so another usage, as I said, that if there's something that you're very ambitious about, passionate about, so write that affirmation with red color.
Ah.
That adds more strength to that affirmation.
Oh, okay. Right, right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being present here.
Yeah.
Yes, use of sticky note. Yes, Neelamji. I actually missed that point. You see, even the sticky notes, when they are put up somewhere, so subconsciously you will find using yellow and red for particular matters. And your attention will go to a certain color more often when you are using sticky notes. So that's another creative way of using colors in your work to make certain content stand out, to make certain content important, to have your attention to it when you're just passing by. So sticky notes, if you notice all the sticky notes, they're very vibrant. Even if the color is dark, the color is vibrant. Even the pink you see, it's like that shocking pink. It's not the normal pink. So sticky notes are in themselves saying that, look at me. I am telling you something. Look at me. So the entire color range of sticky note is vibrant, are shocking colors. Whether you say pink or you say the green is not that shocking. Pink is really shocking. Even the yellow is like shouting kind of a thing. So yeah, that thanks for bringing in that point, Neelamji.
Today I made in my journal this point. Yes, thank you. So I discuss with you.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you repeat it?
Today I have done this sticky notes that
Okay. Yes. Okay. So did someone say something?
So I just say it was an awesome, fabulous session.
Thank you,
Thank
Shabana.
you for sharing all this knowledge of colors.
Yeah, so these are simple things that you can use in day-to-day life. So having that multicolor pen is very handy, because then you don't have to use multiple pens. Just having one pen then suffices. And it's easier for you to train your brain to use different colors. And I
Yeah.
would highly recommend that.
Yeah, just a question relating to that. So the one pen with 4 inks, that is usually quite, thick.
Yes.
So anything you have to say about the thickness? Because what happens if there is a choice? I would prefer to pick a pen which is not that thick.
Absolutely.
So that,
Absolutely. So that thick one is more for just highlighting, underlining, not for regular usage. So you use your regular pen, the normal pen that you have, you write with that. But if you want to highlight something in red, so just take that pen, take the red color, you choose the red color and highlight.
yeah.
There's some point that you want to group as certain things. So maybe you can use the green color. So maybe you can use circle greens, that whatever are the points related to that topic, you could circle them in green then. So those are more for highlights, not for normal usage, because the thickness of that pen also should not be used for regular writing because the grip suffers. So in fact, when in my higher level courses, when people start with graphotherapy, I even help them choose the right pen depending on their fingers. So whether it should be thin or thicker or medium size. So that's how the thickness of the pen does matter. And that's an important point you brought up, Shavanaji. So that thick pen should not be used for regular writing. It should only be used as a different color usage. So pick the color you want and use it and keep it and use your regular pen for taking the notes.
Great. Thank you for clarifying, because I always find it like not being used.
Yes, yes. It's not convenient. The fingers start paining if you use it for normal note taking then.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank
So,
you all for being present here and have a great day. Use colors effectively and knowingly and enjoy the vibrancy of the colors. Each color is beautiful in its own way. So have a great, colorful day ahead.
thank you. Thank you so much, Preeti. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank
see you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye-bye.